Hey, Kevin.
Hey,
What
Mark.
what was the biggest difference with Charlie? You've seen him so good in the postseason before, and it looked like a lot of the damage tonight was 2 outs and 2 strikes.
That's about it right there. Just, they made him, his execution in two-strike counts, went a little bit sideways on him. Competed really, really well. They put a lot of pressure on him. The home run right there to Turner, it looked like he was just trying to go backdoor sinker, but it leaked over the middle with 2 strikes. Then the next inning, a lot of that started with a hit by pitch to Seager. And then same thing with Barnes when he had a 2-strike count on him and left the ball that he could handle. Yeah, and when you're facing a guy like Buehler, what we saw today, there's really no margin of error, and they got us today.
Gotcha. And then just you've bounced back many times this year. That everything's magnified in the World Series. Knowing Kershaw is looming in Game 5, what's the sense of, I guess, urgency tomorrow?
Well, we need to find a way to win. That's for sure. I mean, I don't think any of us are concerned with Kershaw right now. We need to be concerned with Urias. He's pretty talented too. But go out there and get some good at bats going early on. See if we seem to be a much better club when we get early leads. That makes a lot of sense. So whatever we can do to get some runs early on.
John Romano.
Hey, Kevin. Charlie has been so good in the postseason. I don't want to say this was bound to happen, but I mean, is it almost shocking to you to see him have struggles when he's just been so dominant for you over the past 5 starts in October's?
Yeah, I mean, he's set the bar as high as anybody in the game right now in postseason success, off the mound. So you hate to say shocking because that's unfair to Charlie. I think, a couple pitches here or there he'd like to have back. We'd like to have back just to keep us in it a little bit longer. But so appreciative of Charlie's, the presence in the clubhouse, what he does, the like that mentality that he just naturally provides our clubhouse when we know we get to hand him the ball. If we'll get another opportunity at it in Game 7, Game 3 is not going to change any way we feel about him.
You mentioned having the small margin of error. How difficult is that when you've got a guy like Buehler on the mound against you and you fall behind by that many runs? I mean, that he looked pretty unhittable in the early going.
Yeah, well, he was. He was outstanding. I mean, you can see the fastball just popping through the zone. Spun a couple breaking balls, but other than just a few breaking balls here or there, it was very much a here it is, hit it approach. And you totally understand and appreciate why he's so talented and, destined probably for a lot of success. I mean, he's got a really special fastball that just gets on hitters and he commands it well.
Jesse Rogers.
Kevin, after Game 2, you mentioned how, Brandon can be streaky and you're hoping that would, get the offense going. And you just mentioned it. Was this more about Walker or did you have some issues with your at-bats? Did you like the at-bats even though Walker was that good?
No, you got to give credit to Walker, 100% him. We see it. We're fortunate to see it quite a bit when our pitching's on and we go against good offenses and the pitching is on. We're going to have a lot of wins, and I think that's what we saw on the flip side today with him. I mean, it was just dominant stuff.
Juan.
Hey, Kevin. Obviously, Kevin not losing effort, but Randy kind of setting the bar high again, tying some pretty impressive members of Barry Bonds being one of them. Is this just kind of Randy being Randy?
Yeah, I mean, still no explanation for it. I've heard some of the names that he is tied with or passing, and that's pretty special territory. I mean, you look at a guy like Derek Jeter and his career, and then you add the postseason. I mean, it's remarkable what he's done. And Randy hasn't had the opportunities, but he certainly has made the most of it in his first chance. And we're not having the success we've had to date without his production. and we were all happy for him to get the big home run there.
Justin Granite.
No, it's not in the situation that Shane would want, but he comes in and makes another good-looking debut, this time in the World Series. How important is that, not only for him in this series, but just going forward in his career to have such a big moment like that?
Pretty big. I mean, I was thinking about it when he was out on the mound. I mean, you check the box right there, or he checked the box that he hasn't pitched in AAA yet, but he's pitched in the World Series. And he hasn't pitched in a regular season game in the big leagues. So I think this is great for him. I was really thrilled that they battled him really, really well. His pitch count got a little higher than you want for 3 or 4 batters face, but he stayed at it and threw strikes. Very encouraged with Shane.
We'll take one more from Mike DiGiovanna.
Yeah, we don't see too many safety squeezes or any squeezes anymore in the game. What was your reaction to that play? Did it surprise you a bit?
No, it didn't surprise us. It made sense. We've done it in the past. It's when you execute it like they did, it's really tough to defend. There was no surprise. G-Man did everything right. Rodney was yelling at him that there was a possibility of it happened before the at bat. Barnes showed first pitch and they put it right back on. He got it down, and it's really tough to defend. So just a very well executed play on their part.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks.